Microsoft chief says Russia is spreading Middle East disinformation.
Here's a summary of the article.
Paris. Russia has been spreading disinformation about the situation in the Middle East, the president of Microsoft said Saturday, as tensions soar in the region due to the Israel-Hamas war. Brad Smith, Microsoft vice chair and president, was asked about the role of the U.S. tech giant in promoting peace at an international peace forum in Paris. Or today, when we see Russian disinformation in the Middle East, he added. Paris Peace Forum opened against a backdrop of proliferating conflict around the world, and more than a month into the war between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Since Hamas attacks in southern Israel on October 7, in which Israel says 1,200 people were killed and 239 taken hostage, Israel has bombarded Gaza relentlessly and sent in ground troops. The Palestinian territory's Hamas-run health ministry says more than 11,000 people have been killed in Gaza, many of them children. In an interview with the BBC on the fringes of the Peace Forum on Friday, French President Emmanuel Macron condemned the Hamas attacks but called on Israel to stop bombing civilians in Gaza, saying there was no justification, and the deaths were causing resentment.
This post received a score of 4,100, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
People seem to be forgetting that Iran is a major player in the information wars and have their own troll farms. I've definitely seen signs of Russian misinformation and Russian-aligned people outright lying about things to push a narrative. But don't underestimate Iran's part.
Don't underestimate China either. TikTok has been the worst of the bunch, and that's all China.
Very true. This current information war may be the biggest we've seen yet. Iran, Russia, China and Islamists are putting all of their effort into it now. 2016 was at a much smaller scale. On the topic of TikTok, right from the beginning people have been suspicious of having children getting most of their information from a CCP-controlled app. It's amazing that we've just let it go on for so many years.
What can we do though, short of an outright ban?
Short-term solution, moderately controversial. Force TikTok's parent company to sell its U.S. operations to an American company. This will get them under U.S. jurisdiction, so at least they won't be any worse than any other American social media company. Mid-term solution, super controversial. Have the government invest in a massive social media PR campaign warning Americans about the threats of online disinformation and debunking common disinfo narratives. Long-term solution, extremely controversial. We need to start rethinking the ways we currently regulate social media, not just to crack down on state-sponsored disinfo, but also to make social media less addictive, that discourages groupthink and wild rumors rather than encourages them, that turns it from something that destroys lives and societies back into something that enhances them.
Teaching critical thinking in the schools.
No one wants that. Critical thinking means that gay people aren't evil, and that's a step too far for the ultra-conservative snowflakes.
Pretty much the entire concept of conservatism fall apart with critical thinking. This thing is done this way because we have always done it this way and therefore it is the best way.
Ukraine has certainly dropped off the news reports I see. It's working.
It's still the much more important conflict. I really hope the US House votes in Ukraine aid and the UAF gets some victories that put them back in the news.
Of course they are. Wherever you find a fire in the world, you'll find Russians with matches and gasoline.
Sometimes there just comes that moment when they wish to divert attention. Now is that time again.
I mean Iran, Russia and China, are backing Hamas. The information is not yet clear and Israel is not doing a great job de-escalating the situation themselves. So it's easy to make short assumptions of things, when Hamas is equally doing damage too. It's a double negative with some sense and some clear racial undertones, sadly.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.